Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, welcome back to MotoGP 18, where Mario McDonald, he's finding his feet with LCR very quickly, as once again he got his third podium in 3 races for the team. Can he continue the streak around the Via circuit in Australia? So here goes Mario for the first of 2 possible qualifying efforts here on this fast and furious circuit. Hoping to do it before riders get out of the pits, as he knows how important it is to get a clean that round and how hard it is and difficult it is to find some space to do that. But he loves this circuit, does Mario. He's very good rounder. He says he runs right through the fast left. Gets the bike nicely so for the hairpin. No, makes a haul, looks at the corner. Maybe slowed it down a bit too much though. Starting to power all over that exit curve. Again, don't want to be really touching the curves around it, especially in some of these fast corners. And it's very tempting to do it in some of the slow ones as well. But as long as you nail the apexes, you're generally good. And cut the grass as well. Definitely need a second lap after this one. This one's been a bit poor from Mario. All over the place. But his first time round here on a MotoGP bike, as he does a 26.5. Maybe he needs to be in the 25s. He's got riders coming out of pit lane. What the KTM doing? Just down in the middle of a corner. As Mario missed his chance to do a clean lap though then. As he's a 10th down in that first sector, thanks to that KTM. So once again, clipping the curve too much through the hairpin. Let's go uphill. Hopefully I won't catch this Avintia. And he's 2 tenths down, it's another poor lap. Oh, but that's nicely hooked up through the right. Then down the hill. Into the hairpin. Nicely hooked up. He's still down. He's going to the final corner. Found the power very early. Getting some slipstream as well, as Pedrosa has a 26.2, Mario with a 26.1. And it's just enough to go through ahead of Pedrosa. And Scott Redding was the closest. He leads the 5th ahead of Nakagami. Fantastic qualifying from him. Actually, they were second bar. I looked at the 27s, I thought they were 26s. So easy in the end for Pedrosa and Mario, with Luti running out that 5th row ahead of Petrucci, Rabat, Espargaro, then Battista, Surinam Smith, Espargaro, Morbidelli, and Simeon Mukaryabam in last. So here goes Mario then for his one effort in qualifying 2 early in the session. Clear track. Let's see what he can do. You can actually nail that for once as well. Around this circuit, it was a bit scruffy, weren't they, in qualifying, where he's gone a bit wide there, but then you do get a bit of a late apex in this corner. Now he's going to get on the power slightly earlier, maybe, now a bit. So that's a nice through the left. And into the hairpin, slightly wide. But again, can get on the power early with a wider line. Seems to be taking wide lines everywhere. Seems to be the principle of this lap. So I didn't get it into the right. How about into the left? Over the hill, a very important corner to get right. That leads downhill into the hairpin. Expected to see quite a bit of overtaking into that corner in the race. As we've got the flags raving as well, we can see that just over. The bad idea on the exit of the hairpin. Going through the final corner nice and smooth onto the barrels. You've got no fever here. And we've got Mario Fever 25-6. As it's his third pole in a row ahead of Marquez and Rossi. Then Dovi leads the second way of Zarco and Vinales. Then it's Quattro, Miller and Lorenzo with Rins, Iannone and Pedrosa on the fourth row. Fantastic qualifying once again from McDonald. Can he back it up with another victory? So here's Mario running up at the start then from pole. Waiting for these lights to go. Out for 9 laps of fun here down under. Not the best starters. Look at the Vizioso jump him. Then towards the first corner. Rossi fancied a taste as well. Mario back down the inside of his title rod around the inside of Marquez. Into the first corner and then goes, or second corner, goes a bit wide. Basically waiting for the exit of the corners, Mario, as he's side by side with Dovizioso. Through Stoner corner. Into the lead. No, Marquez back around the outside. Dovi on the inside. And Dovi takes the lead. A little helping nudge maybe on Mario, forcing Marquez wide. As Zarco and Vinales are battling hard over 7th. Mario's battling to stay on the track. We've got Rossi and Crutcher behind. Crutcher having a good race. So Mario into the back of Marquez. We've got Bautista and Luti. And we've got Rossi and Co coming. Here comes Crutcher as well. And his teammate. And then pound the misery on Mario in his final sector. So there's a Premac too. But Mario with the very wide line. Trying to get the run towards the line, but instead it's the home hero in front, Miller into the top 5. And here comes Vinales too. It's Mario up into 4th though, ahead of all of them. Taking a very tight line as well through the left. It's Miller hoping to do well on home turf. And here comes Vinales up into 5th. Wow, loves the fast stuff, you can see. There's a bit of a gap. It's all over the curb again, just like his issues in qualifying. As Miller's battling with Zarco over 7th. Now battling with Quattro over 6th. Best with the satellite riders by Mario. So now Iannone battling with Zarco over 9th. And here comes Lorenzo with Petrucci as well. There's all Rossi a bit all over the place. So you head into the hairpin. Marion has a Yamaha sandwich. Never really want to hear those words. It's Bautista battling up with Scott Redding. Once had another point on the board for Aprilia. Smo a bit slow in, but very fast out. That's what you like to see. As Marquez takes the lead from Dovi, the fast at 25-7. Oh, behind Rossi, as everyone's kind of pairing up. There's Nakagami in the points, up to 14 with Bautista. Fantastic to see for Mario's teammate. But not fantastic for Mario at the moment. He's got yellow fever in front. His ex-mentor. As he goes down the inside into the hairpin. Oh, that was an elbow in the face with meaning for Mario there. With that hairpin. As he takes over 3rd then. Now we catch the top 2. Once again, it's just like Motegi. 1.1 back. We have to wait as long though as Motegi to be on the tail of the top 2. Once again, Marquez has been invited to the free route at the front. But not for Vinales, and maybe he wants to get there as Rossi just punts Mario wide. No love lost between these two. And on here comes Vinales pushing Mario wide as well. What does he do to upset the Yamaha pair? We can understand from Rossi, but Vinales came to the victory last race. So Mario down the inside of Rossi. He goes a bit wide. Through the left, here comes Vinales then. Maybe he does have an invite to this fight at the front. He's got Miller half a second back. Still clinging on to a top 5. Smo into the hairpin. Now he's getting hit by Vinales. Well, Yamaha pair very feisty this race. Then it's the circuit that invites feisty racing as well. Undulating, tight, fast, twisty, challenging. The big front stretch as well. There's Dovi down in front for the second race in a row. Another battling with Marquez. It's the same 3 at the front from second to 4th, battling for the win. As Dovizioso down from battling for the lead again. Last race we were battling with Vinales, this race with Marquez. Actually, was it with Marquez last race as well? No, opening that. Remember, he's already fading. Alex Rins down now on his Suzuki. As they were battling for 11th. Oh, Dovi. Riding angry. Oh, he did something he'll regret. That's at the halfway mark of this race. It's got very interesting then. Marquez, McDonald, Vinales. Then the rest. Again. Looks like Motega. They are trying to make this championship interesting, aren't they? What is Dovi doing? He's had one hand on the trophy for half of the second half of this season. Why is it slipping? Let's end up batting for these 3 as they're just running out of time. Only 2 races after this in Malaysia and Valencia. It's all Vinales has dropped a second back. As Mario sped up. Got on the tail of Marquez. He's gone to the start-finish straight. 4 laps to go. McDonald v Marquez. Part 2. This time for the victory instead of second. 25-3 for Mario. No wonder he's now on the tail of Yamaha. And look at Miller in 4th. Oh, he can smell the champagne from there. Look at Nakagami in the points there to Scott Redding. What a day for LCR. What a day for Honda. What a day for Mario, maybe. Oh, he takes a little look. Just let Marquez know he's there. It's Pedrosa in 6th, battling with Ian, only having a decent race as well, Danny, this season. One of his best. That's all Scott Redding back into the points. Vinales 8 tenths behind. Look at Mario going very wide, setting up that right-hander beautifully for the exit. And oh, Marquez a bit on the grass maybe in front. But nothing to do here. Just follow the rider in front through the hairpin. So a bit wide for Mario. It's Dovi up to 9th ahead of Caracho. Once again, he could get in the top 5, could Dovi, by the end of this race. So once again, it may not be taking a huge amount of points out of the Ducati man. 3 to go. Gaps remain the same. We've got Zarco, number 5 in 5th. Then Pedrosa, Iannone, Petrucci, Dovi, and Caracho. So no doubt he'll be nicking at maybe 5th with Zarco, 4th with Miller even still. Or Dovizioso's Rossi down in 19th. Where's happened to Valentino Rossi? Nakagami once again in the points, battling with Redding. There he is. Got the head of his former teammate, Iannone, the Andreas, going to already. Petrucci and Pedrosa next on the list for Dovizioso. Next on the list for Mario is Marquez. Round the outside, baby. Through Luki Heights, he's side by side. He's not brave enough into the hairpin, no. He'll save it this lap. Still 2 to go, still got time to just sit here. Maybe pounce on the final lap, we will see. Maybe he's got a superb run. On start finish straight, heading towards the first corner. Outbreaks Marquez. Very confident for Mario McDonald. As Dobby's up to sit ahead of Petrucci. Petrucci obviously doesn't want to be Dobby's next teammate as he overtakes him immediately. But Mario's pounced now when he race away. It's all a bit pulling the brakes into the hairpin. There's Rossi up to 60th ahead of Scott Redding. Don't you dare take Nakagami's final point, Rossi. You bastard. So you've got a quarter of a second gap between the top two. Oh, look at Mario getting on the grass. What is it about the leaders and going so close to the grass in that section? So he goes into the hairpin. Marquez knows Mario's a bit weak into there. Tries to find a way by, but there's no way past this brick wall. He gets on the power hard. He wants to take full advantage of Dovizioso's mate this time around. He's gone to the final lap, 3/10 of the second gap. Vinales in third, and a massive gap to Miller, Zarco. Dovizioso's a bit back from the top 5. Could he even get into the top 5 by the end of this lap? Might need another lap, Dovizioso. It's Mario now 9/10 ahead of Marquez. Oh, he's racing away on this final lap. Brakes very hard into the hairpin. And up the hill, through the left. Noni battling with Pedrosa. Shame for Danny. Looks like he's drifting away from that top 5. That might be on the cards as he's 1.2 to second. Here's the gap with half a lap to go. No mistakes, Mario. There's another MotoGP win. Just like in the Turing Ring, it was a battle between him and Marquez. Marquez won last time out. But it looks like Mario's going to even the scores and take his second victory for Honda at MotoGP level, and an important victory for the championship battle. It's going to roll on to Malaysia. But how big is the gap going to be between him and Joe Dovizioso? Did he grab a top 5 in the end of Ducati, man? As Mario won by 2 seconds in the end, while Marquez just held off Vinales. Miller, rider of the race, a superb 4th place on his Pramac on home turf, ahead of Zarco. Dovi down in 6th. He did not get into the top 5 as he's 1.4 seconds ahead of fellow countryman Andrea Iannone in 7th on the Suzuki, ahead of Petrucci, Crutchlow, Lorenzo. Pedrosa didn't even get a top 10 in the end. What happened to Danny on those final couple of laps? Then we've got Bautista, Rins, Rossi grabbed a couple points, Palspo in 15th, Redding, Smith, Nakagami in the points for so long, down in 18th in the end ahead of Luti, Surin, Simeon, Tito are back down in 22nd, Morbidelli, Spargo and Calibram. So in the Riders' Championship, it is a race win between Dovizioso and McDonald. It is definitely game on, but still, Mario will need to win next time out to take the championship battle to Valencia. Then we've got Vinales, 9-point gap now between the pair. We've got Marquez in 4th. He's kind of out it, unfortunately, for that battle for 2nd. We've got Rossi in 5th, a bit lonely, 27 points ahead of Zarco, who's 25 ahead of Petrucci, who's in a good battle with Lorenzo and Rins, and Crutchlow and Iannone for that 7th place. And then we've got Miller in 12th, trying to drag himself into that battle. Then Pedrosa, Spargo, Battista, Rabat, Smith, and Redding. So in Constructors' Championship, 41 points between Ducati and Yamaha, with Honda in 3rd, then Suzuki, KTM, and Aprilia. Those places look like they're set now. On the team's ranking, it's Pramac back up to 2nd ahead of Ducati by 3 points, as they're 23 points behind Yamaha. Then we've got Honda, Suzuki, Tech3, LCRs, KTM, and Guineto, Avintia, Grassini, and Mark VDS. And look at that, he's first rider status cemented in this team. It is just fitted like a glove, this Honda, on Mario's feet. As in Moto2 was Asmark ahead of Bagnaia and Verga. In Moto3, Martin, of course, ahead of Bezzecchi and Bastianini. So bike development wise, do we just go with the brakes again? It seems to be working really well just to hairpin the brakes, as there's almost fully developed now. And so next time, Mario, look at these streaks. Very consistent. The only down points have been his home race and Bruno. So can he continue getting that champagne round the Japan International Circuit in Malaysia next time? So for watching, we'll find out then.